from the firing, I was like, I gotta do something else. And I had always been tinkering with writing, but I started to take writing more seriously because I was like, this acting thing is such a like roller coaster.
Right.
So then I started writing more and like taking classes.
I like how passionate you're getting here. This is great.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Writing's great. It saved my life. So yeah. So then I met a mentor and he started like teaching me how to write.
Wait, what?
I met a guy.
Like
he's still
picture
my mentor.
like a monk in Nepal.
He is.
He climbed La Crescenta Mountains and
and met a living saint. He wrote the movie Warrior. Do you know this movie? Nick
No.
Nolte, and it's like a fighting movie. He's so talented, and he taught me how to write.
Right, but what?
I did a show.
How do you stumble on a quote unquote mentor?
So Taran Killam.
Is there big writers? Big writers? Big right? That was a funny joke, but I didn't.
I'm dying to hear it.
Big writers, big sisters type of thing?
Yes. I wish. Oh my God, we need that. There is a program called Write Girl that is like that. It teams you up with girls and teaches them.
What was that? What this was like?
No, this was Taran Killam was at the Groundlings.
Came into your spa and you like wrapped him.
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna let you finish your story.
I was doing a show at the Groundlings, and after the show, he was friends with my friend Taran, and
Taran Killam, yep.
Yes, and he introduced us.
Okay.
And I don't think Taran knows any of this, and I haven't talked to Taran in a long time, but Taran's amazing, and I credit him with like
Very
all
funny.
of this. He introduced us, and then he used to teach writing at a university.
Okay.
And he was like, I miss teaching. And I was like, I want to learn how to write. And so we just started email correspondence, and he would be like, read J.D. Salinger and write how it made you feel or whatever. And I would he kept thinking like I was going to quit, and I just kept sending him things. So then we wrote a feature together, and then he like taught me how to write.
That is awesome.
That's
That's something I need, because whenever I start writing, I'm always like, oh, is this funny? I don't know. I don't have anyone to bounce off of or anything.
Hugely.
That sounds great.
Yeah, I needed that so badly, especially not having gone to college and not having that like intellectual background.
Right.
So I needed someone to be like, yeah, you can write for a living, because to me that I couldn't connect those dots.
Right.
So yeah. So then I started writing.
So that was before UCB even.
That was before UCB.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and then with UCB, because then I was like, okay, what do I want to write? What do I want to do with writing?
Right.
And then UCB
gave you that window.
Well, I was interning at UCB, like cleaning toilets and picking up trash and stuff.
Yeah,
and
I did that too. I didn't clean many toilets.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, they made us clean toilets back then. Oh, you are a sneak.
I was like one of the longest UCB interns ever too. I was there like a year. People were like shocked how long I was there.
It's great. I feel like I met so many people. And Mike Rosenstein, do you know Mike Rosenstein? He might not hang out there anymore. He used to always hang out there. I told him I wanted to write comedy, and then he got me a writing assistant job on Children's Hospital.
Oh wow,
that was my first job, and it was huge.
So up until this point, you're doing acting gigs as they come.
Yeah,
few a year, 3-4 a year.
Yeah,
working odd jobs, and then you tell him you're interested, or he just is like, hey, I have this.
It was actually, do you know Howie Kremer?
Yeah.
Kremer. Okay, so Howie told me, and Howie doesn't know this either. I need to start telling people when they change my life. But Howie told me,
just write it in your positive affirmation journal,
night,
and
yes.
they'll get to them somehow.
The universe will send it. Howie said, when you figure out what you want to do, narrow it down to like one quick sentence that you can tell people.
Wait, is this Howie Kramer at UCB or the stand-up comedian
Howie Kramer at UCB?
Okay.
So he was like, figure it out like in one quick sentence, because he was like, oh, you're talking about it. And I was like, I know I want to write. I know I want to act. I kind of want to do comedy. Drama makes me sad. Like I was just kind of like saying all these things.
Right.
And he was like, figure out a way that you can say it in like one quick easy sentence, because I think people can help you easier and the universe can hear you more, and like everything can flow easier if you know what it is you want to do.
Right.
So you're not walking around like, I like everything. And he said that to me like a week before Mike Rosenstein asked me, what do you want to do? And Mike Rosenstein was the first person I was like, I want to write comedy television. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he emailed me 2 days later and was like, do you want to go up for this writer's job? And I feel like if I had said to him like, oh, I kind of want to act, he'd be like, all right, bye. Like it wouldn't have.
Shit. You'd asked me that before we started this podcast, and I said,
and now I
just want to be involved in entertainment, whatever facet that is.
So this is my advice to you. And it helped me so much. And
I want to do what Jimmy Kimmel does. I'll say it out loud.
Like be like a talk show host.
Yeah.
Oh, was he a stand-up? What was his way?
No, he did radio DJ into the Man Show.
See, that's great. So now saying that out loud will help you, because someone might be like, oh, Jimmy Kimmel needs an assistant. I know that Mike wants to be Jimmy Kimmel. He should go work for him.
I'd love to.
You know what I mean? So like finding that quick sentence. The scary thing about it is that you think you're gonna have to give up everything else. And that's not true.
Yeah, that's true.
I started acting in comedy after I started writing in comedy.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So you get a writer's assistant job. You've never worked in a writer's room or anything.
No.
Don't you kind of have to have a lay of the land a little bit?
I was an assistant to the producers. So I didn't have to type. I just sat.
So it wasn't a writer's assistant?
No, it was assistant to the producers.
So that's great. So you could learn and see and consume everything.
Yes, and like Whitney Tubner. Do you know Whitney Tubner? No. Okay, so she was the writer's assistant at the time.
I don't know anyone you're referencing. I feel bad.
You know Howie Kramer. So she was the writer's assistant and I was the assistant producer. So I was doing like lunch and coffee and like all their life tasks and
which
stuff.
Is a perfect in.
It was amazing. Yeah. So then I just watched everything and was like, and I saw like what their life was, and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. Yeah.
So during this time though, are you able to audition?
No, I quit everything.
See, that's
I had like a breakdown.
You just said you don't have to give up everything.
No, I know you don't. I know that now. But I did not know that then. I was like,
they wouldn't have been pissed if you went to an audition.
I left my boutique agency. We had a falling out. And then I signed with Abrams Artists.
Okay.
And they just weren't sending me out on anything. So I don't think I felt like I needed to tell them. I think I just took the job. Yeah. So I was like, whatever.
You could have said a dentist appointment or whatever.
Whatever it was.
Like
I think I might have told them. I don't remember. Okay. Either way, I took the job and I was like, I'm not going to think about acting. Gotcha. I'm just going to focus on this one thing, taking Howie's advice. So I started writing while I was working there. And then when that job ended, when the season was over.
Wait, you started writing for the show?
No. Oh. In my free time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gotta be writing, man. So I was writing in my free time, and then I was the assistant there for like 15 hours a day. It was a very challenging job, but they're the coolest people in the world. And after that job was over, I auditioned for Boom Chicago. And Boom Chicago was the alumni was so many amazing writers, right?
Stacked.
Yeah. So I was like, if these people and performers, yeah. But I was like, if these writers came out of there, then I want to go be a part of that.